And welcome back. We are back with entertainment critic and jolly old elf Ryan J.
Jolly old elf.
Sure.
Yes.
Embrace it.
Today you
Maybe
sure
just
are.
Jolly Elf. Can we go with that?
Oh, there we go. Good
Thanks.
point. Well, good morning to you. We're excited to hear some of these reviews for the weekend, starting with The Order, which is in theaters.
And this is a true crime thriller that is about this Aryan Brotherhood group in the 1980s that was taken down by the FBI because they felt that neo-Nazism wasn't extreme enough. And they started bombing, theaters and temples and murdering people and doing armed robberies and stealing millions of dollars from banks to put together an army basically to declare war against America.
Seems like it deserves a little warning about some of the material in it, would you say?
Sure, it's rated R, but again, true story. And Jude Law plays the FBI agent. I love him.
I do too.
I mean, I still look at him and think young Dumbledore from the Fantastic Beasts franchise, of course, right? But he's really fantastic in this, and it's filmed in a way that it just is very suspenseful and really draws you in, it's at edge of your seat.
Ooh. So are you saying it's a see it?
Yes, it is definitely a see it. I also enjoyed Nicholas Hoult is in this, and I don't always think he's the greatest actor on earth. I mean, I liked him maybe best in Renfield previously, but I think he's outstanding in this, and he plays one of the white supremacists, and he's Oscar worthy in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
A part of our recent history, what you're talking about is scary
And we
to
don't
say.
always get, I feel like, true crime thrillers in theaters.
True.
There are a lot of them are streaming now.
Or
so
podcasts.
interesting. Yeah, true. right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Fly Me to the Moon. This is PG-13, and this is on Apple TV+.
Yes, it was originally set to stream on Apple TV Plus as it is, but then it tracked very well in test screenings, so they released it theatrically this summer. Didn't do that great at the box office, but it does open today for streaming on Apple TV Plus, and it is a romantic comedy historical drama.
Oh, okay. So tell us, who are the stars and what's it about?
Well, it's produced by and starring Scarlett Johansson, and we've got Channing Tatum there, and it is basically he plays an expert engineer, the head of NASA during the Apollo 11 rocket launch, and she is in charge of marketing. She's basically hired covertly by the president, Richard Nixon at the time, to go on and give NASA a huge makeover so that Americans get in on rooting for the rocket launch and going to the moon.
Big names.
Big
stars.
names.
Are there problems with it? Because I feel like you're a little bit hesitant.
They really lack chemistry, especially because in this one key scene where they have Colin Jost, ScarJo's real-life husband, in a cameo, and it really takes you out of the fact that she's supposed to be falling in love and having chemistry with Channing Tatum when you see her real-life husband there. So that was a cameo miss for me. Also, tonally, because it's historical drama and also romantic comedy, the comedy and the romance, they lack chemistry, and the comedy doesn't really ever pick up. So it's kind of long, it's a little bit drawn out. I didn't enjoy the comedy and the chemistry of it, so I'd say skip it. This is one that I wouldn't have finished if I hadn't been reviewing it.
His shirt also looked like Spock. Right?
Yes,
Didn't it?
totally.
I'm looking at that, I'm like, wait a second, he's wearing Spock's outfit.
I just thought it was very strange, and I love a period piece.
There it is.
Stylistically, I actually enjoyed this film, but you're so right, because he wore that in several scenes, and I did think it's
weird. It's distracting.
And you can see his wife beater underneath, that tank top, that white tank top underneath as an undershirt, and it's a very strange costume choice. It is. Brilliant call on that. I may use that in my review.
When I get Ryan,
right?
it's good. All right, the next one is Nightbitch. We can't say it all, so we're just going to abbreviate it. It's rated R in theaters.
Yes, and this is produced by and starring Amy Adams, and she plays a very frustrated, resentful new mom who is disappointed that her husband is off at work so much, and she feels like she's let go of her own dreams. And at nighttime, it's magical realism, so at nighttime, she actually turns into a dog and runs outside with a pack of dogs and does dog things like dig holes and chase rabbits, and then wakes up, the next morning very dirty.
This is in theaters?
This is in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting. What else did you find interesting about it?
Well, there does have some body horror, which, is a subgenre of horror. It's not a horror film, and there's just really one scene that's really kind of gross, but I guess it's kind of that transformation of going into, how you would imagine someone turning into a werewolf. She's not a werewolf, she's a dog. She's checking out her canines there, she finds some fur, the rest of it. But there is one scene where she discovers her tail that was so gross. I was like, we didn't have to make it that gross.
Well, I'm fascinated by this motherhood theme. We just ran out of time, I
Yeah.
didn't realize, but that's fascinating to me because young motherhood is very hard.
Yes.
And I think especially with the first child, it hits you. So I think any mom out there listening to what you're saying is like, I'm feeling this pretty hard.
And that's exactly why I'm saying stream it. It's because I don't think it's a must-see in the theater, but that's the best part about this movie is the way it relates to new motherhood and what it says about that thematically. I found very engaging as never having been a new mother myself, but I found that, the power of the storytelling there was fantastic. So it's worth a stream. Thank you.
Ooh, good to see you, Ryan.
Good to see you
Always
too.
awesome to see
All right, you can
Thanks.
follow Ryan J on social media at Ryan J Reviews, and for his full archive of entertainment reviews to help you decide what to see, stream, or skip, it's RyanJReviews.com.